They called her fragile, then froze. As one shot erased the ambush no one else even saw. The muzzle flash erupted from the treeline 800 meters away, followed instantly by the distinctive crack of Lieutenant Commander Elena Shadow Cortez's precision rifle. Before the echo faded across Naval Special Warfare Training Center, an enemy sniper, who had been positioning to eliminate American personnel, tumbled from his concealed position, his threat permanently neutralized. 40 SEAL candidates lay frozen in their tactical positions, scanning empty hillsides with their weapons, while the woman they had mocked as too fragile for real warfare calmly worked the bolt of her rifle and acquired her next target. Contact eliminated. Elena reported calmly into her radio, her voice carrying none of the stress that should have accompanied engaging an enemy who had achieved tactical surprise. Secondary threat at bearing 045, range 950 meters. Engaging now. Her second shot followed 3 seconds later, and another enemy sniper disappeared from a position that none of the candidates had identified. The two-man ambush that would have devastated the training exercise was neutralized before it could fire a single shot at American personnel. What they didn't know was that Lieutenant Commander Cortez was the military's most classified counter-sniper specialist, with 43 enemy marksmen eliminated across operations, so secret they were briefed directly to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Before we dive into this incredible story of tactical superiority, battlefield awareness, and the moment that revealed America's most lethal sniper hunter, tell us in the comments which country you're watching from today. And if you believe that true warriors often hide their deadliest skills behind humble service, hit that subscribe button to support our channel. Lieutenant Commander Elena Cortez had arrived at Naval Special Warfare Training Center with transfer orders that appeared completely routine. Medical support for SEAL candidates with specialized training in combat trauma care and battlefield medicine. But her personnel file contained classified sections that documented a very different kind of expertise, one that had made her legendary within the most elite circles of American special operations. Her actual background included 9 years with the Pentagon's most classified counter-sniper program, designated only as Operation Overwatch, a joint special operations initiative that developed the world's most advanced sniper hunting techniques for personnel operating against the most skilled enemy marksmen. The program existed in complete secrecy, known only to a handful of Pentagon officials and special operations commanders who understood that America's most elite forces needed protection from enemy snipers whose capabilities rivaled those of American precision marksmen. These weren't ordinary counter-sniper operations. They were surgical eliminations of the world's most dangerous enemy shooters. Elena's selection for Operation Overwatch had occurred 8 years earlier during advanced medical training when a terrorist attack on the medical facility revealed capabilities that impressed observers from the most classified military programs. During the attack, Elena had identified and eliminated 3 enemy snipers who were targeting medical personnel, using precision shooting that exceeded anything her instructors had ever witnessed. Lieutenant Cortez, her medical commander, had said after reviewing security footage of her response, "Your tactical awareness and precision shooting capabilities suggest potential for assignments that extend far beyond traditional medical duties." The psychological evaluation and tactical testing that followed revealed abilities that placed Elena in an extremely rare category of military personnel. Her spatial awareness, threat detection capabilities, and ability to process complex tactical situations indicated suitability for programs that required capabilities existing nowhere else in the American military. Operation Overwatch recruitment had been immediate and comprehensive. Elena's medical training continued, providing perfect cover for her real education in counter-sniper techniques that represented the pinnacle of American tactical development. She learned advanced ballistics, environmental analysis, sniper psychology, tactical movement, and elimination techniques that could neutralize the world's most skilled enemy marksmen. Her specialized training had been conducted at facilities that existed nowhere on official records, using scenarios that simulated encounters with enemy snipers whose capabilities exceeded those of most American military personnel. She learned to identify sniper positions that would be invisible to conventional forces, to calculate shots that exceeded normal precision shooting parameters, and to neutralize threats before they could engage American forces. But perhaps her most valuable capability was the ability to detect sniper threats that other personnel couldn't perceive. This required developing tactical intuition that operated at subconscious levels, enabling her to identify enemy marksmen based on environmental indicators, tactical patterns, and threat signatures that most military personnel would never recognize. Her operational record with Operation Overwatch included 43 confirmed eliminations of enemy snipers across 5 classified deployments, each requiring precision shooting and tactical awareness that represented the absolute pinnacle of military capability. Her targets included terrorist marksmen, enemy military snipers, and hostile intelligence operatives whose elimination required capabilities that existed nowhere else in the American arsenal. Her most challenging operation had occurred in Afghanistan's mountainous terrain, where a network of Taliban snipers had been systematically eliminating American Special Operations personnel with precision shooting that indicated professional military training. Traditional counter-sniper operations had failed because the enemy marksmen were using techniques that exceeded conventional American understanding. Elena's deployment against the Taliban sniper network had required 6 weeks of solitary operation in terrain where capture would have meant torture and execution. She had identified, tracked, and eliminated 12 enemy snipers while remaining undetected in an environment where the smallest tactical error would have been fatal. Lieutenant Commander Cortez's counter-sniper operations achieved tactical results that exceeded all program parameters, her classified evaluation stated. Her ability to neutralize enemy marksmen who had defeated conventional counter-sniper approaches enabled mission success and saved the lives of numerous American personnel. Her reputation within the classified special operations community had grown through successful missions that other operators couldn't accomplish. Military commanders began requesting Elena specifically for operations requiring neutralization of enemy snipers whose capabilities exceeded normal threat parameters. Her assignment to the SEAL training facility was part of a classified assessment program designed to evaluate training methods and identify candidates whose psychological profiles suggested suitability for the most demanding special operations assignments. Her cover as a medical officer was essential for observing training operations while maintaining operational security about her true capabilities. But maintaining her cover required accepting the dismissive attitude that many SEAL candidates displayed toward medical personnel. For someone trained to eliminate the world's most dangerous enemy marksmen, pretending to be intimidated by recruit attitudes required psychological discipline that was almost as demanding as her tactical training. The mockery had begun on her first day and continued relentlessly. During weapons training, candidates would make comments about soft medical types who couldn't understand real combat effectiveness. When she observed tactical exercises, some questioned whether medical personnel belonged around serious military training. Petty Officer First Class Marcus Titan Rodriguez had been particularly vocal in his dismissal of Elena's presence. A former Marine Scout sniper with 2 combat deployments, Rodriguez embodied the aggressive confidence that many candidates associated with precision marksmanship. His attitude toward Elena reflected assumptions about the relationship between gender and tactical capability. "Look at the doc, trying to understand sniper training," Rodriguez had commented during one marksmanship session. "Medical personnel probably think a stethoscope requires precision. Wait until she sees what real precision shooting involves." Seaman Thompson had been equally dismissive. "She looks like she'd jump at the sound of gunfire." Medical officers don't exactly develop under combat conditions. Too fragile for this kind of training. Elena had never responded to their provocations, maintaining the professional demeanor expected from medical personnel while internally conducting threat assessments and tactical evaluations that exceeded anything the candidates were learning. Her silence reinforced their assumptions while allowing her to accomplish her real mission. Master Chief Petty Officer Williams, the facility's senior marksmanship instructor, had initially viewed Elena as competent medical support who lacked understanding of tactical operations. "She handles medical duties adequately," he had commented to his staff, "but she seems pretty disconnected from what we're actually teaching these candidates." What Master Chief Williams didn't realize was that Elena was conducting tactical assessments that exceeded his own capabilities, evaluating training methods and environmental security with analytical skills developed through years of hunting the world's most dangerous enemy marksmen. The situation that would reveal Elena's true identity began during the 10th week of training, when Class 325 was conducting advanced field training exercises in terrain that replicated operational environments where SEAL teams would conduct actual missions. The training was designed to test candidates' tactical awareness, marksmanship capabilities, and decision-making under stress. The exercise was being conducted in the facility's most realistic training area, a complex of hills, forests, and structures that enabled sophisticated tactical scenarios. Multiple observation posts were positioned throughout the area, manned by instructors who could monitor candidate performance while ensuring training safety. Elena was assigned to a medical station positioned to provide coverage for the entire training area. Her official role was medical oversight, but her actual function was security assessment, using her medical position as cover for threat evaluation responsibilities that extended far beyond routine medical support. Intelligence had indicated that hostile forces might attempt surveillance or disruption of training operations at the facility. Recent reports suggested that enemy operatives were conducting reconnaissance of American Special Operations training, possibly preparing for direct action against personnel at the facility. The training exercise was proceeding normally when Elena's threat detection capabilities identified anomalies in the surrounding terrain that indicated possible hostile presence. Her ability to perceive tactical signatures that other personnel couldn't recognize suggested that enemy personnel were conducting surveillance of the training operation. Using techniques developed through years of counter-sniper operations, Elena identified potential sniper positions in terrain that provided optimal fields of fire against the training area. Her analysis indicated that enemy marksmen might be positioning to engage American personnel during the training exercise. Her tactical assessment was conducted without alerting facility personnel, using observation methods that appeared to be routine medical monitoring while actually conducting threat evaluation that exceeded the capabilities of conventional security measures. That's when Elena identified the first enemy sniper. The hostile marksman was positioned approximately 800 meters from the main training area, concealed in terrain that provided excellent observation of American personnel while remaining invisible to conventional security methods. His position, equipment, and tactical approach indicated professional military training that posed serious threats to facility personnel. Elena's identification of the enemy sniper was based on environmental indicators that most military personnel would never recognize: subtle changes in vegetation patterns, light reflection anomalies, and tactical signatures that revealed the presence of someone trained in advanced concealment techniques. But her threat assessment indicated that the first enemy sniper wasn't operating alone. Her analysis of terrain and tactical positioning suggested that a second hostile marksman was positioned to provide overwatch and mutual support, creating an ambush situation that could devastate American personnel. Using counter-sniper techniques developed through operational experience, Elena located the second enemy position, approximately 950 meters away in terrain that provided complementary fields of fire. The two enemy snipers were positioned to create a crossfire situation that would prevent American forces from taking effective cover. Elena's response to the threat was immediate and decisive. Rather than alerting facility security and risking compromise of American personnel, she decided to neutralize the enemy ambush using capabilities that would permanently reveal her true identity. Her approach to her concealed rifle system was conducted with tactical movement that demonstrated years of specialized training. The weapon she accessed wasn't standard medical equipment. It was a precision rifle system configured specifically for counter-sniper operations at extreme distances. Her engagement of the first enemy sniper was conducted with clinical precision that represented years of training and operational experience. Her sight picture acquisition was immediate. Her environmental calculations were performed instinctively, and her shot placement was so precise that the enemy threat was eliminated before he could engage American personnel. The elimination of the second enemy sniper required adjusting for different range and environmental conditions while maintaining the tactical surprise that prevented the ambush from succeeding. Elena's second shot was equally precise, neutralizing the threat before the enemy could respond to the elimination of his partner. The training area fell completely silent as Elena's shots echoed across the terrain. 40 SEAL candidates, multiple instructors, and facility staff began scanning for threats they couldn't locate, while the woman they had dismissed as fragile conducted threat assessment for additional enemy personnel. All threats neutralized. Elena reported into her radio with the calm professionalism that characterized her operational communications. 2 enemy snipers eliminated. No additional hostile activity detected. Master Chief Williams was the first to approach Elena's position, his expression mixing shock, respect, and professional curiosity about what he had just witnessed. Lieutenant Commander Cortez, that was the most professional counter-sniper operation I've ever seen. Where did you learn those techniques? Elena's response was carefully calculated to acknowledge her revealed capabilities while maintaining appropriate operational security. Master Chief, my background includes specialized training for medical personnel operating in environments where enemy snipers pose threats to American forces. The implications of her statement were beginning to reshape how everyone at the facility understood their medical officer's true role and capabilities. Williams asked the question everyone was thinking, "Ma'am, what kind of medical assignments require counter-sniper training at that level?" Elena's answer provided insight into operations that most military personnel never encounter. Medical support for classified operations where enemy marksmen specifically target medical personnel and where conventional security measures aren't adequate for threat neutralization. Over the following hours, as security personnel investigated the eliminated threats and facility leadership assessed the incident, more information about Elena's background was revealed through appropriate channels. While her complete operational history remained classified, facility commanders were briefed on sufficient information to understand that their medical officer possessed capabilities that had saved American lives. The revelation transformed how personnel at the facility viewed Elena and understood her actual mission. The medical officer who had been dismissed as fragile was revealed as one of the most highly trained counter-sniper specialists in the American military. Petty Officer Rodriguez, whose mockery had been most persistent, approached Elena with obvious respect and embarrassment. "Ma'am, I owe you an apology that goes beyond anything I can express. I completely misjudged your capabilities and your purpose here." Elena's response maintained the professionalism that characterized all her interactions. Petty Officer Rodriguez, operational security required maintaining cover that made assumptions appear reasonable based on available information. Your observations were tactically sound given what you could observe. The immediate challenge facing facility leadership was utilizing Elena's capabilities while respecting operational security requirements that governed her actual assignment. Her demonstration had revealed skills that could revolutionize training operations, but her primary mission remained classified. The solution required coordination between facility commanders and the classified program that had placed Elena at the facility. Within days, arrangements were made for Elena to develop enhanced counter-sniper training that could utilize her expertise while maintaining appropriate operational security. The advanced counter-sniper program Elena developed became unlike anything available at military training facilities. Working within operational security constraints, she created training scenarios that taught candidates threat detection, environmental analysis, and precision shooting that reflected real-world counter-sniper requirements. Her instruction methods were based on techniques developed through operational experience against the world's most capable enemy marksmen. Candidates learned to identify sniper signatures that conventional training never addressed, to calculate precision shots under extreme conditions, and to develop tactical intuition that could detect threats before they materialized. What Lieutenant Commander Cortez is teaching you, Master Chief Williams explained to new candidates, represents counter-sniper capabilities at levels that most military personnel never encounter. This training will prepare you for threats that conventional instruction cannot address. Elena's training scenarios included threat detection in complex terrain, precision shooting at extreme distances, and tactical decision-making when facing enemy marksmen whose capabilities exceeded normal parameters. Her scenarios challenged candidates to develop awareness and shooting skills that exceeded standard SEAL training. The psychological aspects of her training addressed mental requirements for operating against enemy snipers whose capabilities could exceed those of American personnel. Candidates learned to maintain tactical effectiveness when facing superior enemy marksmen, to overcome psychological intimidation, and to develop confidence required for counter-sniper operations. Her training included advanced environmental analysis techniques that enabled identification of enemy positions based on subtle indicators. Candidates learned to read terrain features, vegetation patterns, and tactical signatures that revealed enemy presence to trained observers. The facility's reputation for producing exceptionally capable SEAL marksmen was enhanced by Elena's training programs. Graduates reported that her instruction had prepared them for counter-sniper operations that their peers at other facilities weren't equipped to conduct. International Special Operations Forces began requesting information about the counter-sniper training being conducted at the facility. Elena's reputation within the global special operations community grew through successful training methods that other nations wanted to understand and potentially adapt. Her influence on candidate tactical development was particularly notable. Students who completed her training demonstrated threat detection capabilities and precision shooting skills that exceeded normal SEAL training outcomes. Her methods produced operators who were prepared for enemy marksmen that conventional training couldn't prepare them to face. The advanced training program continued to evolve based on feedback from graduates who utilized Elena's techniques in operational environments. Her curriculum incorporated lessons learned from recent combat encounters with enemy snipers and technological advances in counter-sniper equipment. Years later, when operational security constraints allowed limited disclosure about her background, Elena's story became legendary throughout the special operations community. Her example demonstrated that the most effective counter-sniper specialists are often those whose true capabilities remain carefully concealed behind routine professional service. The candidates who had initially dismissed her as fragile became some of her strongest advocates, understanding that they had been privileged to receive training from someone whose counter-sniper expertise represented the absolute pinnacle of military capability. The facility where medical personnel had once been underestimated became a place where threat detection and tactical awareness were recognized as essential skills for all special operations personnel. Elena's legacy reminded everyone that true tactical superiority often serves quietly until circumstances require its demonstration. The moment when Elena neutralized the enemy ambush had lasted only seconds, but its impact continued for years, reminding everyone that the most dangerous warriors are often those who appear most harmless, and that assumptions about others' limitations can be fatal tactical mistakes. Her story became a permanent reminder that in special operations, the most valuable people are often those whose true expertise remains hidden behind humble professional service, waiting for the moment when their capabilities are needed to protect American lives and ensure mission success. This story was brought to you by Silent Salute. Before we leave you today, here's our question. Have you ever encountered someone whose quiet professionalism concealed extraordinary tactical capabilities? Have you witnessed situations where apparent vulnerability disguised lethal expertise that was revealed only when lives were at stake? Tell us in the comments about times when you realized that someone you had underestimated possessed skills that far exceeded what their appearance suggested. And if you believe that true warriors often serve without recognition until duty calls them to extraordinary action, hit that subscribe button to support our channel. Every story reminds us that exceptional capabilities often hide behind ordinary professional service, and that the people who seem least dangerous may be the ones with the most remarkable abilities to protect others when it matters most. We'll see you in the next story where we'll discover another incredible tale of hidden expertise and the moment when true capability was finally revealed.